We'll watch a little bit. We'll watch a little bit, but I'm hoping I don't get hit with no copyright. So this is I'm nearly done rolling. My body's a mess. I keep getting hurt. So we're gonna skim through it. And it's on the Grappler's Perspective podcast. Hopefully they don't hit me with any copyright. If the stream goes down, nothing I can do about that.
And promoting and everything. Do you still get on the mats much yourself these days, Eddie? Still training much?
I'm teaching more than ever, but I got some nagging injuries, man. I'm 55 years old, man.
Looking good though, brother.
I'm almost done rolling. I'm sorry to say, but I'm trying to rehab my shoulder. I re-injured my shoulder again. I had back surgery like 7 years ago, and it's like they're telling me I need another back surgery. So I'm a mess, but I do yoga almost every day, and I'm lifting weights, trying to stay in shape. I'm teaching, as more passionately than ever. It's just hard to roll, man. There's so many animals in my room. Like I just keep getting hurt every time I come back. I keep getting hurt. My body.
So we'll pause and go back to the Reddit. I don't want to, not trying to steal nobody's content over here. They think I'm trying to steal their content. I'm reacting to your content. So I didn't realize Eddie was 55. So that does put it in perspective. And then all the rubber guard stuff and all the wear and tear, and Eddie's crazy. Craig versus Eddie Bravo. He just said he done rolling. Josiah says my late aunt Patricia rolled when she was 80 before. That's gonna be me. Hopefully. I think I was talking to one of my friends. I think if you start training smart when you're 40, like, all right, I'm 40 years old. Let me do things well and right. Let me stay away from the crazy people now. I think you can have a good quality of life. But if you're still training hard, too hard in 40, all that TRT and all that stuff, I think you're doing it the wrong way. All them dudes be purple. Why? Well, you don't need to be purple in your 40s. Says, meanwhile, Megaton, Pan Am's in 2 weeks. He's got acai and Jesus. Megaton once told my old instructor, you're not getting a joint rebuilt every year. Then if you're not getting a joint rebuilt every year, then you're not training hard enough. Wow, Jesus Christ. I ain't following that rules. Yeah, I'm not going to follow that. Doesn't that normally take you out anywhere from 4 to 8 months, depending on the joint? Yep. Eddie's approach for much of his career has been a squeeze your balls off, to paraphrase Ryan Hall, type of game. That's going to harm your body as much as anyone else's. All that electric chair and all the weird shoulder stuff, yeah. It says lockdown and rubber guard are stupidly bad for your body, especially as a lighter guy. Rubber guard, I can see, but is lockdown really that bad? You can still get smashed pretty hard fishing for his game. Quarter guard to lockdown, his competitive A game. Lockdown is a technique. Lockdown as a technique is, he doesn't like it. Don't know how dangerous it is to the guy who plays it. Beginner here. Why is lockdown and rubber guard hard on the body? Due to the awkward angle of your leg and rubber? A lot of times in rubber guard, you're putting pressure on your own LCL. I've said this before in this sub, but a general rule of thumb is to prevent this. To prevent this is to never let your foot and heel closer to your chest than your knee, which is every rubber guard player. 47 here from Patrick T. Hey, we happy to have you, brother. Masters 3 or Masters 4. Playing a slow game, pizza and pressure, passing. Yeah. As you get older, just be smart. You don't need to, no more rubber guard. Maybe slow down on the outside passing, Don't roll with all the crazy people. Something starts to hurt, slow down. Sit out a couple rounds. Take care of yourself. You don't need to abuse yourself. You don't need to be Cyborg. You don't need to be Wagner Hosha. You don't need to be Megaton. I don't think none of those guys going to be like Helio Gracie training into the 90s. Someone said, I would just add that both lockdown and rubber guard are clinching bottom games, and they don't allow distance control to get your body well aligned against pressure. Sure, you can get angles and stuff, but in the sorry guys, but in the long, I can't even talk. But in the long distance guard, but in the end, long distance guards are easier for the body than short distance ones. Never forget that even Hickson had like 8 herniated discs due to playing close guard and going against monsters. He was probably getting slammed and stuff though. Yes, I made it in time. What's up? Nah, you still good? I just started 30 minutes ago. You know we do about 3 hours, so another 2.5 hours. It says, sure, rubber guard is basically a gimme. No, it still works. I don't understand how lockdown is bad for your body, though. You don't know. Well, you twisted your hips in weird angles and stuff. You don't think that's bad? Getting crossface from half guard. I got a bad knee, so it sucks on the receiving end. I normally cover the ankle of my bad leg with my good foot to prevent being caught in it. I've never had issues using it, but generally prefer to just step on the Achilles instead of fishing for lockdown, just because I prefer being less entangled and it's easier to get to. The lockdown can get a little sketchy on the knees. If the person on top wants to kick out their leg and they happen to be stronger than you, it's basically a coin flip on whose knees goes out. It's one of the positions where I tap to, even though I know it's not a real submission. I already have one tweaked knee. I really don't need to put it into any more danger. Rubber guard also gets kind of weird when it comes to larger people. You're basically torquing the crap out of your knee, and if you don't have the hip mobility for it, all the stress gets put onto your LCL. Again, if you're dealing with someone larger than you, they can explode. Your knee is the weak link. Not to mention the rubber guard requires a lot of lower back mobility. He just said he had back surgery. I don't play a lot of inversion guard. I don't play a lot of rubber guard. It's not great for your lower spine, and 10 years of damage localizing to your lower spine is going to be bad no matter what. Yeah, rubber guard. I've seen some people hurt themselves playing rubber guard. You know, they pull their leg, snap. The rubber band snaps. If your game is dependent on flexibility, pulling on your joints, and putting pressure on your vertebrae, it's not surprising that you cannot spar late into your life. So, develop a game for longevity, people. Half guard, close guard, open guard is okay. Just, you can cycle through guards. You don't have to play only one guard, people. This is why people should adapt their grappling to match their limitations as they get older. Hashtag Team Half Guard. Joe Rogan said in one video that he has a metal disc in his back because it's so messed up. Also, he's 58. I feel old now. I didn't know Joe Rogan's 58. I'm 52 and I've been training for 20 years. I feel pretty good. No vitamin S or its little brother. That's what I'm telling you guys to do. I just got heel hooked and forget. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that works too, I guess. He should throw on a gi and get creative, and he won't have to worry about all the no-gi injuries. Unfortunately, a last day on the mats will come for all of us. The rubber guard is clearly a horrible idea. One of my teammates went to a seminar of his years ago, and he straight up has a massage therapist with him all the time. His hips and knees are super messed up. Hoyler Gracie is still rolling, just saying. Hoyler had a very basic game. 55 is too soon, bro. Maybe put on the gi and just stop with the rubber guard and start playing half guard. He does play half guard, like the rest of us old guys. I mean, you could be a professional couch sitter and your body would still be falling apart at his age. It's kind of what happens. Says, yeah, the hospital is filled with people who never played a sport in their life. Pick your poison, I guess. Not being active is a good way to make it fall apart, though. I mean, your body gonna fall apart regardless, people. Low impact and simple. Yeah, I mean, whatever, do whatever you can. Again, longevity, Maybe don't do a style of jiu-jitsu that puts immense strain on your ligaments. He's 58. Age catches up to everyone eventually. He's 55. You're thinking of Joe Rogan. He says, are the stem cells and TRT and alpha brain not helping? That ain't going to fix your body. I'm 36. I'm not wearing new pajamas yet. Come on, buddy. Join us. I'm north of 50, and I can tell you my number one priority now is safety, not getting better or more technical. So, yep, I play a lot of close guard and be very defensive with folks I don't 100% trust. I'm not sure that is the right way to do it, but I'm the second oldest. But I'm the second oldest in my gym, and that consistently trains, and I want to keep training as much as possible. With his resources, he should not have been in this terrible shape at 54. 100% his fault for not taking care of his body enough over the years. Still spar and roll with plenty of guys that are older than him. I mean, you know, Eddie, he probably rolling with everybody, doing crazy stuff with his body, so not much we can say. I'll be 31 in October, and I feel old. You still young, bro. My body misses sparring. So we'll go back and listen a little bit more.
They could barely handle it. So, I want to roll so bad. It sucks.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, dude. We talked to quite a few sort of slightly older jiu-jitsu players, and a lot of them talk about using the gi to slow down the pace and that sort of thing. Ever consider putting the gi back on and slowing things down a little?
You know what? Maybe. That might be the thing. I go back to the gi.
Oh,
imagine that full circle, go back to the gi and just stall in half guard again.
Oh my God, I'll just hold. I might have to. I thought about it, and you guys bringing it up is making me think about it again. I might have to do that. I'll just go back to Jean-Jacques. You know, he's really close to me. So, you know, he's like 10 minutes away. So I might.
You guys heard from Eddie Bravo himself. He going back to the gi. Let me read a couple. We got Josiah. Josiah everywhere. Josiah, are you behind me? Josiah, is that you? Where you at, bro? Josiah everywhere. Where's Marley at, man? We did watch the episode where, you know, we might rewatch that where Eddie's showing Rickson Gracie the rubber guard. We might need to watch that again. Well, let's read Josiah's comment real quickly. My late Aunt Patricia, R.I.P. Aunt Patricia, had to stop rolling due to age. She was dying, R.I.P. And she used to roll a lot until her body couldn't anymore. She was a huge Marcelo Garcia fan, and she loved when Eddie Bravo rolled with Marcelo. It's a shame my aunt isn't alive to see the evolutions of jiu-jitsu, and it's a shame she isn't alive to see this show. EBI is coming up, and she would have picked either Ethan Krinelstein or Krikorian to win. I'm picking Grippo. Due to the fact that Gianni is an OG and been in the game longer than anyone, he's going to compete at EBI 25. I don't understand why people don't think Gianni will win this. Eddie Bravo, you rock. This show rocks. If you're an older grappler, please roll in the gi. Pick your partners wisely. Grippo winning, and he's shocking the world on September 12th. That's the same day that Gable Stevenson's going to be competing. Eddie Bravo is the Grand Master of Mexican Jiu-Jitsu. I'm 35, and between work, combat sports, I feel like I'm 70. You still young, bro. I had to give up rolling and sparring. It sucks because the gym has been my outlet for basically everything since I was 17. But if I keep going, I will end up hurting myself even worse and being homeless. Be happy you were able to pay the bills doing what you loved and make a mark on the sport. No shame in an old master taking his due rest. By far my favorite, the person in jiu-jitsu, Eddie Bravo. I love hearing him talk and tell stories. I love his perspective. Jiu-jitsu and his team is so old, nice and welcoming. I hope they all do well at CGI and ADCC. 40 years old, started training in 2019, kept getting injured, just had back surgery 4 weeks ago. Dang. How do you, Jesus Christ. I'm hoping I'll be back to roll again. I'm only a blue belt, and I have ambitions to be a black belt. I just hope my body can hold up. I wonder if flexibility focused system had much to do with it. It was so innovative, but had to be taxing. Eddie is such a legend. Super sad to see him face injuries and slow down on rolls. Time is undefeated. Crazy that Gio is on the quintet team. Gio got to be close to 42. They have to have someone better and younger at that weight. Let him get that payday. I think that's what they're saying. I like the idea of combat jiu-jitsu. Keeps jiu-jitsu honest and used for what it's supposed to be. Eddie is a class act. Was privileged to go to a couple of his seminars. Eddie Bravo versus Gianni. Yo, Josiah back there too. I'm 54 and rolling 5 times a week. I definitely feel the timing isn't the same. Good luck to Eddie. I'm 38 and I also don't roll anymore. My neck and back cannot take it. Only once a week, mostly not. Josiah back. Josiah and Marley got so many accounts. How many accounts you guys got? Eddie is my BJJ idol. I discovered rubber guard and that was game over. Eddie Bravo always gives credit to the Gracies. All right, let me listen a little bit more.
I just maybe I will. Maybe I'll just rededicate myself to the gi. That might be the only way I can get rolling and stay injury free.
Yeah, this is it, man. Maybe we could see like you innovating the gi game and coming up with some crazy rule sets to make the gi more exciting. That could be cool.
I do have a crazy gi move that I came up with when I was a purple belt. It's called the hangman. It's like the beginning of rubber guard. It's like I have a guy in my full guard, and I'm holding his head. He's in my full guard, and I grab the back of his collar, like the back of his neck, and open up his collar and stick my foot in there.
And then
cross my feet.
It's illegal.
And if I could stick one of my feet in the back of your collar, and then I cross the other foot on top of it, and then I stretch my legs out like a lockdown, you're trapped, and it's an unstoppable arm bar.
That's class. I'll be trying that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's how he be hurting himself. Let's watch Hickson and Joe Rogan from 11 years ago.
Joe Rogan podcast, check it out.
Awesome, thank you.
Watch this a little bit,
I want to
guys.
show you a couple things on Joe, some of the things that I've been working on. Like I mentioned before, my main direction in jiu-jitsu has always been to make jiu-jitsu.
When someone takes their keys and their wallet out, they about to go on the floor. They about to jump on the floor and show you a technique that you don't want to learn.
Jiu-jitsu better in MMA, in the UFC. The UFC is what got me into jiu-jitsu. When I saw the UFC, I was like, that was the most amazing thing ever. And then, immediately I started doing jiu-jitsu. Royce was my favorite fighter. Anybody who did anything with jiu-jitsu, I was going for. Always been. Oh, and then
it's funny because you, in one way, a lot of people in the community see you as a bad boy in jiu-jitsu. Oh, the guy's talking shit, that's against us. But I never saw that. I always felt like you trying to create your own routines and your own.
I was trying to help jiu-jitsu. Yeah. That's all it was. Is I got tired of seeing, like in UFC 13, 15, 17, tired of seeing jiu-jitsu guys just, when Jerry Bolander fought Fabio Gurgel, I was like, whoa, how is he was getting beat up when Jorge Pereira fought Matt Hughes. Man, that hurt so much because jiu-jitsu was my life, and I thought we got to do something to fix this, especially in the guard. Let me show you a little bit. Just one thing. Prior to, I saw Henzo like just hold on like this for a second, and that's when I thought, oh, there could be something there, because generally, people you'd be like, you guys were doing like this when there was headbutts, right? And then the headbutts came out, so this became a good way to survive from the punishment. So from there, when I saw Henzo do this and hold, I decided to start bringing it all up and really use my legs now, because with the gi, it's easy to control here, to control the posture, but hard to control the posture, and your legs keep slipping down. You want to go high guard. So my whole system started becoming this kind of stuff. Like, there's no way he could touch my face here. There's no way, and I see Crone against Shinya Yoki, and even Marcelo. Sometimes he comes here to hold them in. So the rubber guard, I don't know if you heard that, but it's all about just getting into this position. If his arm's up here, I'll attack this arm. I'll even go like this, and there's no way he can hit me, and there's no way he can pull out and stand up again. So that became my obsession is to develop a guard where they can't get up and run away and be able to prevent him. He can't elbow me right here. As soon as I cross both these legs, there's no way he can hit me. It's impossible. So,
Mr. Whitfield says this is unfortunately I can't talk. This is unfortunately the name of the game. Eddie put so much into jiu-jitsu, he gets a pass on most things. But the double disc replacement in his back, wow. Disc replacement was the nail in the coffin. His game is flexibility. The thing is, I mean, I'm not older like that, but I think there was things he could have done to mitigate that, having those surgeries. You know, maybe not rolled with every killer at the gym, and he probably was overtraining, pulling stuff, getting crushed. I think if he had just scaled back a little bit, if he had scaled back to maybe 2-3 times a week of decent rolls, you know, maybe not endorsed, not got on the Joe Rogan stack, he would have been probably better off. You know, if he just kind of chilled, he wasn't competing anymore after the Hoyler match. He should have just been like, okay, let me slow down a little bit, take care of my body. I hope the athletes, you know, most of those older guys, they abuse themselves, all those fighters and jiu-jitsu people back in the day. I'm hoping the new age people are a little bit smarter, you know, about what they do with themselves. You know, even Hickson, all these people had some stuff going on. All these guys had surgery, like major back surgery, neck surgery, back surgery. I just think there's other ways to go about it. I mean, Helio's rolling into his 90s, so why can't these guys do it?